which is the GS-911. We bought the Wi-Fi version, so I can access it with my phone. Afternoon. It's, well, that was good timing. It's thunder and lightning here in Portugal. So what better time to be outside and tinker with some more bikes? Although I'm in the garage. But the sky does look particularly dodgy. I'll just take you off of here. And so it's raining a little bit. I don't know if you could hear the thunder and lightning that we just had, but there was a big flash and some thunder. So let's stick you back on there. So what we're doing today is, if you've seen the previous video where we came over to Portugal, we got to like day 5 and Gill's bike had a bit of a problem. So the engine light came on for a little bit, pulled over, turned it off and on again. Solves everything, right? Didn't solve it, filled up with petrol, but by the time we came back out, it was all sorted, or the light went out at least. Never came back on, never been on since. So we bought this, which is the GS-911. We bought the Wi-Fi version, so I can access it with my phone. I'm not technically minded. I don't know what half of the stuff means that comes out of them, but I do have access to AI, and that will help me out. So what we're going to do is we're going to hook this up to Gill's bike. We're going to download the data, and then we're going to see where we go from there. So first things first is, where does this plug into? This plugs into, I think it's called an OBD port, but it's basically plugs into the bike's computer. So where does this plug in on the GS? On GS-1250 anyway. So first things first, we need to get access to the ODB port. Battery cover, let's take the battery cover off. It's a T25 screw in here. It's always harder doing this with a camera in the way. So take the camera off and not take the camera off, don't want to talk about. Take the panel off, and then we have a small little piece in here. I'll get a torch out so that you can see properly. So we have this little piece here. This little dongle at the side is the ODB port, and it has a little clip that you should just be able to pull it out. And we have 2 little tabs on the side here. Oh, it is really coming down out there. So you push these little tabs in at the side and pull out the... It can be a bit stiff, but it does come out. Once that's out, we plug the Diagnostics tool in, and then we start to see this come out. So this is trying to plug in from the wire. So we push the little mode button, which gives us a green indicator there. We can go over here, we can load up the ODB app, GS-911, rescan. Oh, no devices found. Auto connect. Right, hold on a minute. Troubleshoot. Click on the device. We're standing by the device. Secure link. So we need to link the device. So the last time I used this, I put it on my laptop because I've already done my bike. So we join the network. I've already done my bike, so now we're doing Gill's. We wait a moment for it to connect. See the green lights flashing. Finish setup. We connect. Mobile hotspot. We click next. So After providing hotspot's password, blah, blah, blah. So we type the password in here. Switch on allow any. Personal hotspot. Next supplies. There we go. Connecting in. Okay, so we can auto scan. So we click auto scan. When you click auto scan, it's gonna ask for the bike to be turned on. So let's turn Gill's bike on. Check she's in neutral. The last thing we need is this bike going flying through the... She is in neutral. So it's a little bit loud, but we turn the bike on. We click auto scan. And you can see now it's going through the scanning process. Now the Gill's bike's quieted down a bit. You might still be able to hear me. So, still waiting for it to scan, scan. I'm waiting for the page to dry. Auto scans 100%. So, we've got quite a few in here. So, we've got engine controller 3 faults found. So we can then scroll in here. Clutch switch, signal implausible. Cruise control release denied, and a camshaft sensor input signal number and position of engine edges implausible. I have no idea what any of that means. So we can come back to auto scan. Skip past this bit. Whenever you click on the home, it comes back out again. So that's a bit annoying. Okay, so we've got tyre pressure monitor, ABS brakes, semi-active globe. Right, hopefully, we can see them down here. So if we keep scrolling, clutch switch, camshaft, they were the ones we saw before. Under voltage from the tyre pressure monitor. Interesting. ABS. Long-term battery under voltage. So I'm guessing that I'm not sure what that means. None of this looks good though. So what I'm going to do is, I wonder if I can export this like I can in the app. Maybe it's at the bottom. So we can now, if we scroll all the way to the bottom, we can get a download, and we'll save this into Diagnostic. So this is the text output of that, and we can then put this into AI. I'm not going to bore you with this. I'm going to try and go back indoors and we'll summarise this in a bit. So let's turn the cameras off and run indoors. It is absolutely tipping down out here. I'm going to get soaked going back in. So I'm going to put the ODB connector back in and cover the battery back, the battery back up, get inside and do the rest in there. So I will see you in a minute. Right, so we're back indoors now, in the dry. I did get a bit soaked coming back in here, but I've had another look, or I've had a bit of a read through the AI, or the AI summary. Basically, there's two issues that potentially we'll be worried about. The one that we think happened because this happened, a single occurrence at 52,923 kilometers while we were doing 111 kilometers an hour at 5,000 RPM. That was the camshaft sensor signal implausible. According to AI, it's probably a momentary glitch, probably a bit of electrical noise or momentary glitch rather than a failing sensor. So unless that reoccurs, sounds like that engine light would probably just a minor glitch. And the other one is a clutch signal switch, put my teeth back in, a clutch switch signal implausible. Apparently it's logged 20 times and healed 39 times, but according to AI, that's also a known glitch on these models. So worth keeping an eye out, but see what happens. And the rest of them are just noise, momentary latches. One of the big ones, or the reason why there was a lot, is because a load of sensors kicked off when Gill's battery went flat. So that caused a load of them to complain that there was not enough voltage. So all in all, Gill's bike and my bike get a fairly clean bill of health. There's some things in there to keep an eye on, but now that we've got the GS-911, we can keep an eye on that. If we get any more engine warning lights, we'll be able to plug this in. And I'm going to pretty much carry this around in my top box because it's dead handy. What it also lets you do, as a kind of caveat, is it lets you change your dashboard on the GS over to the sport model or sport mode theme, whatever you want to call it. I quite like it. It's annoying you have to go from the default sport to the one where it tells you your lean angles and all of that sort of stuff. You have to do it once a day. It seems to keep it in memory for the rest of the day, and when you go back to it the next day, it switches back, but I quite like it. Gill doesn't want it on her bike, so we've got one of each at the moment. So if you've seen any of the recent videos, you might have noticed that my dash doesn't look like a normal GS dash. That's because this little thing let me do it. It also lets you clear these warnings down, but I don't want to clear them just in case any of them kind of crop up again and I want to take it to a garage. I don't want them to have like a wiped history and say, oh, well, it was there, but I've wiped it. So I'm going to leave all of the error logs on there just in case they have to go back to a dealer and they'll have all the history on there. So we'll probably do this periodically, but that is pretty much it. The GS-911, Gill's Diagnostics done. Short video, but to the point. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.